Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Kentucky judge blocks a bill aimed at weakening the governor's power, and Senator Mitch McConnell makes a visit to one Kentucky county to discuss a variety of issues affecting our nation.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's just before 5 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. And Brandon, I think maybe some people throughout the region might be waking up with snow on the ground. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't.
On the ground.
Not on the ground? Okay.
It flew overnight, but
okay.
it did not stick.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So you have to tell me these things.
Exactly.
Because when I think of snow, I'm like, okay, well, there was none on the ground this morning when I walked outside.
No. Warm. The ground was too warm, but they did fly last night because some areas got just cold enough. And when I got the first message just before 1 o'clock, I was like, really? And I went to radar and I was like, yep, I guess so. So there you go. But yeah, we did have some snow overnight. All that has since moved out. But let's take a look back at the past 6 hours to give you an idea who saw some and who didn't. Now, again, most of the area just got cold enough for a little bit of transition to happen, especially the closer to the Kentucky and Virginia border you got. But the first report I got was on the Perry Knott line. And I actually got a video with that one. And it was coming down pretty good there for just a few minutes out there. And we're going to continue to watch that this morning. So no snow on the ground. That's US 119, US 23, closest we can get to the Kentucky-Virginia border right there this morning. That's going up Jenkins Mountain into Pound, Virginia. But you see, again, things pretty quiet. Temperatures across the region, again, cold enough for snow in some of those locations there. But again, everybody in the 30s so far this morning, from 30 exactly on Pine Mountain to looks like 39 in Middlesboro. That's our range this morning. A lot of mid to upper 30s there. So a little extra on your coffee meter this morning. Breakfast forecast, it's going to be dry, it's going to be cool, and I think we'll get back into the mid-30s, kind of stabilize as the sun starts to come up there a little bit later on, and we'll continue to watch that trend as we head into the daytime hours. Now, we're going to be windy at times. We'll make it feel colder, but it's still going to be a cool day regardless as we head into the afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, today is the deadline for Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron to respond to a motion for a temporary restraining order in connection to a lawsuit over Kentucky's new abortion bill. Planned Parenthood filed a lawsuit and this motion after the passage of House Bill 3, which limits abortions in Kentucky after 15 weeks. Abortion providers in the state say the legislation is so broad and it effectively ends abortion in Kentucky. The judge in this case says she is taking the motion under immediate consideration, and the Attorney General and other defendants have until noon today to respond. A Kentucky judge has blocked a pair of bills aimed at weakening Governor Andy Beshear's authority. One bill dealt with executive branch contracting, shifting authority to a legislative committee. The other would prevent the governor from challenging laws in court. The bill would make the Kentucky Attorney General the only statewide officer that could use taxpayer money to challenge the constitutionality of a bill. Well, Monday was the last day to register to vote in the Kentucky primary election. The cutoff was at 4 in the afternoon yesterday. Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier tells us many offices in the county are on the ballot. He says this is one of the biggest elections he can remember.
Very important offices we have, and people should come out and vote, because you hear a lot of people complain, and if you don't vote for a certain person, you can't complain, in my opinion.
The primary is May 17th. While there are many competitive races in Perry County, nobody filed to run against Judge Executive Scott Alexander or Hazard Mayor Happy Mabellini. As the May primaries and traditional yard sale season quickly approaches, Kentucky transportation officials want to remind Kentuckians that non-permitted signs and other items are not allowed along state-maintained right-of-way areas. Signs and items can create hazards by blocking sight, distance, or distracting drivers, particularly at intersections. It is illegal to attach signs to stop signs, highway markers, or any other road signs, and will be removed when they are found. Officials say highway signs and items can be approved through a permit process. Well, Clay County will receive more than $30 million to complete nearly a dozen road and infrastructure projects. The grants are part of House Bill 242, which provides more than $2.9 billion for the maintenance and construction of state roads during the next 2 years. Clay County's funding will go towards projects such as guardrail installation on Kentucky 11 and a new pedestrian bridge in Manchester. Well, if you find yourself in downtown Hazard and you need Wi-Fi, well, it is now available for free at the Triangle and the Perry County Farmers Market. The service was made possible through a USDA Rural Business Development grant in partnership with Envision Hazard, Save the Children, and the Perry County Public Library. Leaders tell us this is a great opportunity for farmers who use the market along with other community members.
We live in a rural area, so it's hard for a lot of people to get internet service. So by providing it free and a nice place for them to come and use it in a covered location, they can come down and use it for businesses, for schoolwork.
The library is also offering Wi-Fi printing. Well, thanks to Save the Children and the library, the Wi-Fi service will be funded for more than 3 years. Well, drivers planning to use Kentucky 846 in Owsley County today may want to seek an alternate route. The road is expected to be closed from 8 a.m. till 8:30 p.m. near mile point 1.2, so crews can replace a drainage structure. The project location is approximately 0.3 miles east of the Kentucky 1503 intersection. Roadwork may be canceled or postponed depending on the weather. Transportation officials say less than 125 cars use this portion each day. Senator Mitch McConnell was in Shelby County yesterday to talk about a variety of issues. The war in Ukraine was on the top of a lot of people's minds. McConnell said right now America needs to exert itself. He says we need to be honest that we want the people of Ukraine to win the war. He says President Vladimir Putin's plans have backfired on him.
There's absolutely no rational basis for this military war other than his desire for conquest. Desire for conquest. It's not working out well for him in a variety of different ways. He thought it would split NATO. Just the opposite has happened. Not every single European country is a member of NATO. Finland and Sweden are not, but they may well join up.
Senator McConnell also spent a chunk of the time discussing the current administration and says we're in a muck because of it. The new dean of the U.S. House of Representatives is pledging to make Congress more civil. Representative Hal Rogers, who has served in Congress for 42 years, is officially the new dean of the House. The position goes to the longest-serving member of Congress with the recent death of the previous dean, Don Young of Alaska. As dean of House, he will also have the formal duty of swearing in the new speaker every 2 years. Though it is largely ceremonial, the dean also has the informal role of setting the values of the institution. Founder, president, and CEO of Addiction Recovery Care, Tim Robinson, was recognized Monday as a Beacon of Hope Award winner. He was awarded the 2022 Congressman Hal Rogers Beacon of Hope Award at the Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit in Atlanta. Robinson was also congratulated by Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and Governor Andy Beshear. The summit runs through Thursday. Well, thank you so much for getting your Tuesday morning started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, a pair of cosmonauts take some steps out in space to make a much-needed upgrade to the ISS. That's on the way.
And skies are drying out and the sunshine is back today. I have a much nicer forecast in about 3 minutes.